dab me a hello.
You dab me a hello. You dab me. You dab me. You dab me a hello. You dab me. You dab me. You dab me a hello. You dab me a hello.
Welcome to You Dad Me at Hello. This is our 90s rock edition episode. And also, it's the 50th episode, guys. How y'all feeling?
I should have brought a kazoo or something. Or
I know.
Party popper.
I feel like we should have had a bigger celebration at 50, but that's fine.
Yeah.
That's our
Yeah, I don't
midlife
think
crisis.
we only realized it yesterday, so we couldn't really plan it.
We're almost there.
We are here. We're at the big 5-0. It did take us over a year to get here. Most podcasts are double that by now, but we take it easy. We just do what we do.
Yeah.
We take weeks off. Andy needs to rest and take naps. So there it is. But hey, thanks for joining us. A couple people left already, but that's fine.
I take my beauty rest, and some of us should take their beauty rest.
Clearly, I don't.
All right. Well, hey, we are hitting one of my favorite topics or favorite decades is the 90s. Today is 90s rock. I love all things 90s. 90s music, 90s movies, 90s TV shows, 90s life and culture. It's just everything 90s is so good. I think we started this really with the intention of talking about the 90s a lot.
But yet you make fun of me for still wanting to listen to CDs and having... I had an iPod up until like a few years ago.
I don't make fun of you for wanting to. I make fun of you because you don't know anything else after it. When you
do know.
Like Bluetooth, like how does that work? Like, you just open the big book of CDs.
Yeah. Well, now I have multiple. I have multiple blue teeth, and none of them work.
Well, on top of that, did you hear about that new? There's that new John Bellion track.
Shut up. Well, he's gonna be doing a track with Nash.
Yeah, hopefully. But hey, thank you guys for coming. What's up, Red?
It was pretty fly for a white guy. Was that a 90s song?
No, probably not. It's just the only.
No, probably not.
I think the Offspring was 2000s. I mean, they had 90s hits, but I think that one was a early 2000s track. So, but hey, we're here. We're a little flustered. I just walked in the door about 5 minutes ago and created the show. So here we are.
Always prepared.
We're very professional. Prepared. Very professional here.
It's 90s rock. I feel like you could talk about that all day. That's the reason they exist.
I almost didn't take notes for this episode because I know so many of these songs and I love them. But I figured that would be a disservice to the people that watch and participate for me to just ramble on about 90s rock songs.
All right. Well, hey, tell your friends about us. We're at episode number 50, so obviously we're doing something right. People are still listening after 50 episodes.
And I hope I just clicked the button, and hopefully I didn't just take off our live stream from Facebook. So hopefully some people can.
Still good.
No.
Okay, cool. All right, I see our faces.
As long as we have our green checks, we have to have green checks up at the top.
Okay, all right. Yeah. RJ's trying to teach us the production side of this, and it's not going well for me. Even I figured out how to block people.
Yes, you did. You actually found that out before I did. So
maybe if
never had a reason until you took over.
Maybe if Andy had like an Apple II, he'd be able to produce the show a little better.
Hey,
he's actually producing the show on Windows 95.
No, I haven't gotten the disc in yet.
You haven't got those AOL free hours to be here. So hey, how's the week? We haven't met since we met last week. I don't know.
Yesterday.
Well, I meant the show, but we got together this week. What did we do yesterday? Oh, we watched AEW.
We watched someone get hurt.
Yes, and then Mike, you and I, we went out to one of our You Dab Me at Hello restaurants.
Timmy. Yeah, we went to Timmy's restaurant. Timmy's.
Yeah, so we take our own advice. We Mike brought that as a restaurant to go to, and we went to it.
I endorse it still.
Local business.
I mean, I was not invited, so it's all
no.
I mean, we would have invited you, but you live in Connecticut.
No, it's fine. No, I'm not hurt by it at all.
We have invited you multiple times to hang out in Rhode Island, and you're like, nah, I just went there 3 weeks ago. I'm not going. So.
Well, technically, I have been there like 3 times this past week, so I'm good.
That's true. Andy actually came over my house this week to give us Christmas gifts, like Santa Claus, and he only came in for like 5 seconds and didn't breathe the entire time he was in the house. I was like, hey, is your family coming in? He's like, no, they're in the car. They're not leaving. Roll the windows up.
I mean, that was only because you reek.
Oh man. Well, hey, I'm excited. 90s rock. Hopefully everybody at home is excited too. Let's get started.
Who's not excited at home? I want to know.
I hope
who's watching.
If you're not excited, why are you watching?
You ought to know.
Well, here we are. We've got Korn, Freak on a Leash versus Blind Melons, No Rain. Nope, I gotta hide that little thing there.
What is that?
Oh, what's going on?
Was it a private message?
No, it was a thing saying you're sharing your screen. That's it.
Oh,
Now I've got the dumb Chrome thing up there. Okay, we're good.
let's see, technology.
Yeah.
I'm going with No Rain on this one.
Not me. I'm going with Korn on this one.
Yeah, I already know where.
Yeah,
RJ's
so
going.
we just talked about Freak on a Leash in a couple episodes ago, music videos with the flying bullet through the video. Such a good video, and then that breakdown with the so,
The modern day
that's
scat.
That was pretty good. That's pretty good.
So I'm gonna go with Freak on a Leash too. There it is.
You sound like Beavis, like Cornelia.
Well, it's funny. So my kids don't watch Beavis and Butthead, obviously, but I have talked about it before, and I have shown them a clip or two, and so now they just call each other Butt Munch, and they do the laugh all the time. So, good parenting move.
We're great.
So,
We're great parents.
yes.
Well, I'm not surprised that you guys kicked the song out at all. I'm disappointed.
Why?
Because I know you guys don't like the song as much
Actually,
as
I do. It's just not as good as Freak on a Leash, but I do like the, all I can say.
I don't like it. I don't.
Dog
Like it.
around.
There is a dog.
Is that Santa or is that a dog?
There's also a really bad cover version of this song that I think might make me hate it even more.
Really?
I don't know who covers it. It's on the radio at work. It's really bad.
Hey, RJ, can you control your pets? I mean, come on. This is this is our 50th episode here, and you're gonna bring this down.
I have moved my office to the living room or the dining room, as you can see, and so there are people everywhere and dogs everywhere, and
this is so unprofessional.
It's very unprofessional.
Oh yes, now we're unprofessional.
It wasn't the 49 episodes before this that was unprofessional. It's number 50. Also, my wife likes to stare at me very closely out of camera's range to throw me off. So
awesome.
It's very hard to do.
We're going to talk about Blind Melon or
yeah, let's talk about Blind Melon.
Yeah, let's talk
I mean, everybody remembers the Bumblebee girl.
Yep.
I mean, that's like the main thing in the music
That was actually
video.
a young Andrew.
Yes.
I wish
chubbier.
I wish that was me, because I believe she turned into like a legitimate actress. I think she's on a bunch of TV shows and stuff. So
really?
she got I should have wrote that down in my notes, but yeah, I was reading it.
She's actually a financial advisor at Northwestern Mutual currently.
Oh. Well, she's done.
Yep. She's
shows.
also a world-renowned fertility doctor in Orange County, California.
Are you making this stuff up?
Is that because she was a bee and she knows how bees pollinate?
She has the real birds and the bees. So.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that was
the melons and the bees. That was. Yeah, I mean, it got to the point for Blind Melon too that they kind of didn't always appreciate the song either. It was kind of one of those things where a band has a hit and they just grow to not love it as much, probably because that's all they ever heard.
Mm-hmm.
People asking about
it. Ended up in a bunch of movies and TV shows at the time. It still does from time to time. I was never a huge fan of the song to begin with, though. It's not my style.
Let's go back to the 90s here. My mom had this on cassette, and I would listen to this on my Walkman. So for all you kids who are born in the 2000s and you're going, what the hell are they talking about? Google it. See, this is a safe one that I'm saying Google it, and it won't be anything bad.
Hello.
Hi, Molly.
From Arizona.
But yeah, that's all I gotta say. I love it. Right. I love the song. Hey. I still, anytime it comes on, I still play it. So
it's a very, I would listen to it when it comes on. But fun fact, the bee girl in the music video is not the same bee girl as the cover of the debut album. Right. The cover bee girl is Georgie Graham, who happens to be the younger sister of the drummer. So they are two different bee girls.
That's like kind of interesting. That's like how many doinks there were in WWF.
How many joints, and then there were dinks too.
There were.
Yeah, there was. Anyways, moving on. We've got Rage Against the Machine, Bulls on Parade versus Soundgarden, Black Hole Sun.
Mike's soul just died.
Oh God. I'm gonna have to break down.
No contest for me. Rage Against the Machine, Bulls on Parade. The classroom is the last room to get the truth.
That's because you hate Soundgarden for some reason.
Yeah, I don't like Soundgarden. But it's not just that. I would definitely, there's little that I would choose against Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah, I'm going to make this hard for you, Mike, and I'm going Black Hole Sun.
You're not. Well, I don't know. I mean, it's hard for me, but it's not Soundgarden all the way. And I don't get me wrong, I love Rage Against the Machine, but I feel like they had bigger songs. They have better songs.
Then why aren't those on?
I don't know. We all made the list. This is the one
I'm
that
fine
made
with
it
Killing in the Name of. I was fine with Bulls on Parade. I was even down with Down Rodeo.
This was literally a discussion that all three of us had. We had like 4 Rage Against the Machine songs, and we chose this one. I think any one that we would have put in would have been acceptable, but
I feel like I got outnumbered on that decision though.
But I would have been with you on any of them because I like all their songs. Killing in the Name of is obviously probably more popular from them. We also might have had Testify, but I think that was a 2000 song. I think we decided.
Yeah, I don't think we have that.
Yeah, I think so.
But anyways, I'm mad about that now. Rage Against the Machine.
Are you surprised? Are you honestly surprised that I picked Soundgarden though?
I mean, over Rage Against the Machine, yes. Over anybody else, maybe not. But
you don't know me well enough.
So, fun fact about RJ: we went to dinner.
We did
a brunch. I don't know what you want to call it.
You guys did a Lady in the Tramp style spaghetti.
No hot wieners.
Yeah, hot wieners
with the meat sauce. But Rage Against the Machine. If you're not from Rhode Island, by the way, Molly. You need to look that up because that's
she's
gonna sound weird.
She's from Rhode Island. She's just residing in Arizona at the moment.
Oh, okay. All right. Hey, Pete, how you doing? Pete Hutchison, live and in color. Don't know what you're talking about there, but that's fine. No, just kidding.
I didn't know that was.
I do love Tom Morello. Tom Morello is probably one of the greater guitarists of all time. More creative guitarists of all time as well. But fun fact about RJ. Back in the 90s, I was friends with a kid named Doug, who may or may not be watching one of these episodes. But a bunch of us would go downstairs into my basement where my room was, and I had my music blasting, and we would blast Rage Against the Machine and just pretend to be in a band and just practice how we would rock out on stage if we were ever in a band. And years later, we became a band, and we were not as good as Rage Against the Machine. But it was fun. So. Many practicing of headbanging, jumping and screaming, and trying to tear down the government and the hierarchy from the basement of France.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as younger children, were you aware of the message that Rage Against the Machine was trying to deliver?
I was. So actually, I made a T-shirt that said the classroom is the last room to get the truth, which was a comment he made at a live concert. And I wore that to high school, and I was fighting the man as best as I could.
And so I think you also had a shirt that said "You stink." So I mean,
yeah.
No one was taking.
I also used to fall down in school just to get reactions. So there was a lot of things I did that were a little strange. I may or may not have an NSYNC dance video somewhere.
You
around,
definitely do
as well. I do, yes.
So, Rage isn't, there was with those kind of antics, and basically like any kind of like major award show or something, like they always pulled off some sort of protest kind of thing. I believe they did something on SNL that got them booted off as well. They didn't get to perform their second song.
Yep. They were trying to hang the flag upside down on the stage. And then I guess the producers were trying to tell them they couldn't. So they took them down. And then right before they started to play, all of their staff tried to sneak back onto the stage and hang the flags back up. So they got booted. And there was also
they also played the Democratic National Convention, I think, at some point, and like legit played outside.
That inspired
a
System of a Down song. There was also the antics at was it the MTV Awards where Brad
then he climbed up
he climbed up the entire set as like a protest. Those dudes are
always some crazy white dude.
I think maybe the only white guy of the band, maybe the second. I think the rest are not, but I love now listening to millennials now try to cancel Rage Against the Machine because they're like, oh, they're just talking about politics. Why are they talking about politics? Like, you clearly have not listened to any Rage Against the Machine. So Tom Morello's had some fun with them. Tom
is half white. Oh, see that? I learned something.
Not surprising. Yeah,
Tom Morello's a jerk, but in a good way, because he knows he can back up all of his data. He's definitely a smart guy. So.
He's super smart. Yeah. All right, well, here we go. Semicharm Life by Third Eye Blind versus Weezer's Buddy Holly. This one's a tough one for me. I love both of these songs a lot.
Buddy Holly for me all the way.
We are early millennials. I don't know what you. We are millennials, but we are like the beginning. So not the same as the latter.
Not quite Gen Xers though. Although I feel like one though.
Although we were called boomers a few episodes back.
Yeah, we were called boomers a few weeks ago.
Well, we have a Buddy Holly from Semicharm to Mike. Even though you're Semicharm to Mike, you're literally choosing Buddy Holly.
It's the only song on this list that was close to my name. So that's
I'm going Semicharm kind of life.
Oh god,
Semicharm Life. Yeah.
I mean, Semicharm Life was so good. It had a third verse that could only be played after a certain time. And most didn't play it at all. I am gonna go with Semicharmed Life as well.
Oh man!
But it's very close because I love Buddy Holly, but Semicharmed Life is just better. Oh, you're watching me do it. Here it is. Let's go.
Well, we should watch you do it because last time on horror movies you didn't move along the ring even though they won.
I agree with that comment.
We are old millennials. We are elder emos.
Elder millennials.
We are elder emos.
So, I am not a big Weezer fan, which is, kind of why I didn't choose this song. I can tolerate their songs. Buddy Holly is probably the one that I can actually listen to without skipping it. But usually when they come on, it's just not my style. I can't. I've never been able to get into them for some reason. I don't know if it's because the radio kind of overplayed like their hits. You know what I mean? Like, and sometimes that does it for me. Unfortunately, like there's songs on this list that we have where if it comes on the radio, I skip it because I've heard it so many times. But like if I just out of my head just want to play it to listen to it, I go, oh man, I really like this song. But if it comes on just randomly, I'm like, I don't want to hear it right now. I have to be in the mood for it.
So let me ask you then, how did you do listening to the little behind the scenes, the Spotify playlist, listening to all of these songs? Did you skip some? No, I played them through, okay. And that's where like I was kind of like, yes, I appreciate this way more than I thought I did. Is that why you put Buddy Holly last on the list?
We had it last on ours.
I'll agree with Andy. I'm not a fan of Weezer. I do love Buddy Holly by far, but I don't listen to almost any of their other songs. With Third Eye Blind, I mean, they've got Semicharm Life, How's It Gonna Be, Jumper, Never Let You Go, Blinded. I like a lot of their songs. They really haven't done much that I enjoy since then. They did make a comeback, and they actually have a couple singles as of 2021. But Semicharm Life is classic. It's such a fun song. So it made it.
Fun.
I don't know if I consider it fun.
It's a fun sounding song. It's kind of like Coheed and Cambria. They're fun songs that just sing about death and destruction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Such upbeat lyrics. Oh, damn.
You should know. That's how most of our songs are, too.
That's true.
All right. You ought to know. Alanis Morissette versus
God
by Radiohead. Now, for me, I actually wanted Radiohead's Karma Police. I like that better than Creep. But I am going to go... Actually, I have no idea. Anybody else?
This is a tougher decision than I realized.
Is she calling us that? I feel like with the period.
Yeah. It's like lowercase. It's lowercase.
That's why I said you should have had your name as that.
This is a really tough choice.
It's split down the middle here too with comments. Here. You want to know Creep? You want to know?
Both songs have naughty words in them.
They do. They do. I don't know. Oh man.
Nobody wants to vote in this one. Okay.
I'm gonna go with Alanis Morissette on this one. I'll explain why it gets booted. I don't know.
Andy, I'll make this easy for you. I'm going to choose You Ought to Know as well, and only because I love that whole album, and I don't listen to anything but Creep and Karma Police. So I'm going to go with You Ought to Know.
I would have went with Creep.
Oh, okay.
Why?
Because it's so different than almost anything else on this list. It's kind of like an eerie vibe to it. Like, I don't particularly like Radiohead. Anything else I've tried to listen to them, I've never been able to get into, but this song for some reason just I have to listen to, like, it just draws me into it.
It was a song that wrote in the 80s though.
Was it?
So that's why it sounds a lot different than a lot of stuff on the list. He originally wrote it just to be accompanied by an acoustic guitar, and then I guess Johnny Greenwood, who later joined the band, eventually wrote a composition for it to sort of turn it into the song that we know today. But yeah, it was much older than the 90s, and
that's why I like it.
Yeah, maybe. I think eventually he didn't like the song because those heavy guitar strums before the chorus was just him trying to sabotage the song because he thought it was too wimpy.
You know what's funny is that you were just talking about how it was written in the 80s, and I'm like, wow, I've never heard that. It's literally right here in my notes on my screen. So
good notes.
Yeah. So there's the part where he says, "You're so effing special," right?
Mm-hmm.
And then on the radio they had edited it to "You're so very special." So Tom York actually hated changing that. So it kind of like took away from the sentiment of the song. So and it's lost its anger. And I definitely agree. Because much like the Alanis Morissette song, there's some things in there that had to get edited for the radio. It's just not the same. Like, you got to hear that aggression, that the anger. And
sometimes the bad words add emotion.
They do.
We like bad words.
Then they're good words.
Yeah, it's true.
RJ's thinking.
No, I was changing Well, hey, next up, we've got Red Hot Chili Peppers, Give It Away versus Live, Lightning Crashes. In retrospect, I started listening to Lightning Crashes, and that got me into Live, and I listened to a bunch of their other songs, and I love every other song they've done better than Lightning Crashes. The Dolphins Cry, I Alone, Heaven, and Overcome
was great.
Overcome probably being the best song they've ever done. But I still love Lightning Crashes. But then Give It Away is such a fun song too. We were just listening to it in the car yesterday on the way back from Popeyes.
So
I'm a little torn.
Your mama.
But here's what I'll say. I'm going to go with live Lightning Crashes because Red Hot Chili Peppers I would generally turn off on the radio no matter what. Live I will listen to this day.
So you just give it away now?
Now?
Give it away. Gave away, give it away.
You gave it away now?
Give it away, gave it away now.
What do you think, Andy?
I'll make
Andy,
it easy.
What you gotta give it to your mama.
It's Lightning Crashes for sure.
Okay.
All right. Looks like a lot of people also agree. Mike, where would you have gone?
I would have gone the other way. I had this cassette growing up. I used to listen to it a lot, but listening to it now, I don't. Usually I come to appreciate songs as I get older. I feel like I dislike this song the more I hear it. I don't know.
Are we talking about Lightning Crashes or Give It Away Now?
I'm talking about Lightning Crashes, but because I would have chosen Give It Away.
Okay, all right.
It's a fun song, and that was about when Red Hot Chili Peppers started to lose me a little bit. But that record was really good. It's a fun song.
And it's apparently so good that it's the one song I skipped on my notes list. So I didn't even look into the song. I'm like, where is it?
I'm gonna get some heat for this. I just don't care about the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I don't.
I
know a lot of their songs. They're like the 90s Nickelback for me. I just I know all their songs. I'll sing along to them, but I don't really like them.
No, the Red Hot Chili Peppers,
the Red Hot Nickelbacks.
The Red Hot Nickelbacks. They were so popular. They were on The Simpsons. Shout out to Trista for this one.
Wasn't everyone on The Simpsons? I feel like if you just weren't on The Simpsons, you just
get
popular.
Well, Bret Hart was on it, so they automatically win.
Mm-hmm. They were on a special episode where Krusty the Clown hosted a comeback special, and this is when the Red Hot Chili Peppers were playing live shows in their underwear. But Krusty had asked them to change the line from "What I've got, I got to get it and put it in you" to "What I'd like is I'd like to hug and kiss you."
All right, nice. Well, hey, moving on, we've got No Doubt's "Don't Speak" versus Sublime's "What I Got." For any child our age in the 90s, "What I Got," I think, came off of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. Probably. That was on there. I listened to that so many times from playing that game on PlayStation 1. But I'm going to go with No Doubt's "Don't Speak." I love that album. It's hot fire. That's it.
Tragic Kingdom, right? So good.
Tragic Kingdom, so good. Great song, too.
So is Sublime, self-titled. I'm going with "What I Got."
Oh, all right. Mike, what you doing here? Are we going with Gwen Stefani on this one?
I'm going with No Doubt on this one.
All right.
No Gwen Stefani, please.
Yeah, like I said, "What I Got," Sublime, great song. Again, I probably heard that song every day of my life for like a good year and a half playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater for the PlayStation 1. It's a great song, but I just don't listen to a lot of Sublime otherwise. So
you're missing out, man.
This was another song where when I was listening to the playlist, I was like, I kind of don't like this type of music. I don't know what it is. Like I always feel like the kind of music was listened to by a bunch of
stop speaking, Mike.
Yes. People that listen to Sublime were a bunch of dudes that were just like dude guy bros. And I just didn't want to hang out with them, and I thought the music was bad.
Well, I don't know what you're describing, but I don't think I would describe myself as one of those people.
You are not a dude guy bro at all.
I loved this CD. Again, it's kind of like a lot of the stuff he was into definitely is not my road, but I like the musicality of what he did, and just kind of the reggae vibes that they add. It almost reminded me a little bit of early 311 too. Mm-hmm. They kind of put that a little bit into their music as well. The singer just kind of what's his name? Brad Noel. Yeah, he just sings kind of with conviction, and they had some really terrific songs on this entire album. They had a lot of political kind of driven music as well. This song was actually kind of based off of another reggae song as well from 1986 called Loving by a Jamaican dancehall singer, Half Pint, who ended up getting the co-writer for this song and the royalties from it as well. Later on, Half Pint ended up working with Sublime as well. I think he went on tour with them later on. I think Sublime at this time, Bradley ended up passing away very early on, and I think had they continued, if Bradley had stayed alive, like Sublime would have continued to make even more terrific music. And I think they would have been talked about for many years, or probably still would have been going with. So I like the song. I like Santeria, all their hits, but they have some really cool cuts on that never really went out there too, and some X-rated songs as well. They're pretty fun to listen to.
Now you've got me interested.
Yeah, go ahead.
Next up, we've got the owner of the NWA, the National Wrestling Alliance, Billy Corgan, the Smashing Pumpkins, Disarm, versus Green Day's Basket Case. This is a tough one for me, just like it is Andy, supposedly.
Then I'll go first.
This is like, you talk about the 90s style, like rock music, like these are the two bands like you talk about. Or at least during the conversation.
Yeah, Basket Case for me on this one.
Okay. Smashing Pumpkins, I'm not a huge fan of, but I love Disarm. Civil Wars, which is a folk duo in the 2010s, redid this as well. Amazing version of it. They also, Smashing Pumpkins is known for doing the cover of Landslide as well, which I love. But overall, I never listened to it. Like, I don't like listening to Smashing Pumpkins as a whole. Green Day, however, that Dookie album is probably going down as one of the best albums of all time. Not just in the 90s. I think every song on that is great. The harmonies are super tight. So I'm going to go with Basket Case too.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. And the cover had like how many different pictures of Dookie on it? Like iconic cover.
There were so many dogs pooping on that album.
Oh my God, so many. I would seriously, we had this on CD. I would sit there and look at it and just like laugh hysterically. And this is what I miss about CDs and what kids don't understand. Like you stream everything now. You don't have the ability to look at, it's almost like people talk about like vinyl, where you used to be able to open it up. You used to be able to read the credits, right? Or, who was involved. Same thing with the CD. Like that was like, I couldn't wait to buy a new CD because I would sit there and look at the cover art, I'd read the inside, I'd find out who produced it, who wrote it.
How disappointed were you though when you got one and the lyrics weren't in it? Like,
oh my God!
You opened that up and it was just like one page. You're like, what? That's it?
I don't care who produced this.
Yep. Or I wouldn't even say. It would just have like thank yous. That was it. And you're like, what the heck? Like I want to see pictures of
however,
like tours.
Boyz II Men had one where they would always do like the like the full thank yous, like full pages, like Sean Morris. Thanks, blah blah blah. I was like this many, and I was into it. I was like, "Who's he thanking? Is he thanking me?" That was always cool too. Thank God, like third down the line, I'm like, "Hey, that dude should be first. Why is God third? I don't get it."
I liked reading the thank yous and like different hip hop albums I would get because they would thank other artists as well, and I would go, "Oh, who's that? I've never heard of them," and I'd go out and find their music, and it kind of put me on to like different people. Much like when you had vinyl and you go, oh, who played guitar on this track? And you go, oh, okay, what other stuff have they done? Like that's how a lot of like
you get your Encyclopedia Britannica out and you would look up guitars.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. So Smashing Pumpkins. Hey. Oh man.
I only really like Billy Corgan because he runs a lot of wrestling. He's in National Wrestling Alliance. He owns that. He was in Total Nonstop Action. He had some money in there. He's super cool, cool dude. But
I prefer the follow-up record, Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness. I thought that was a much better album. Just saying.
Yeah.
Our last one in the top 16, guys. It is REM's "Losing My Religion" versus Nirvana's "Heart-Shaped Box." I have a feeling this is going to be a tough one for the kids at home. But I am clearly going with one, and it's going to be REM's "Losing My Religion." Such a great song, such a weird video. I still remember it to this day.
Very weird.
And actually, fun fact, Nirvana's Heart-Shaped Box is actually covered by Evanescence in one of the few things they did well. And their cover of Heart-Shaped Box is actually really, really good. So check it out. But REM, Losing My Religion for me.
I'm going with Heart-Shaped Box.
Oh, okay. Making it hard. Making it hard.
So I owned one of these records, and I would still listen to it to this day if I still had it. And it was not REM. Gotta go with Nirvana on this one. Nirvana was one of my first favorite bands. REM has a couple of songs that I can listen to, but overall not a huge REM fan.
But Losing My Religion is the 90s. Like that is you hear that and you're like 90s. That's in my face right now.
Maybe that's the problem with the song, is it's stuck in the time that it was written.
Was that a mandolin?
We're talking about the top 90s.
It was a mandolin. I know, but part of some of my choices are how timeless these songs are.
I'll give you that.
Think about it.
This is a tough one. Like I think all of these were tough. Like Losing My Religion it's a classic song. Like
it's a great song.
Still, yeah, I will listen to it anytime it comes on. And again, another song that sounds completely different. This was early 90s, I think 91 when this came out. So we're talking about a song that came out early 90s versus the heart of the grunge movement. So two totally different styles, even though in a 10-year time span. But yeah, and the song really, it's not even about religion.
No,
it's not.
No,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I had no idea. I guess it's based on a Southern phrase where something sort of tests you, and you say it's going to make you lose your religion or something like that. Yeah. Am I misremembering? Or is that right?
Yeah, something like that. Right. It's about an obsession and yeah.
So I actually am the opposite way. I think there are many, many good REM songs. This is probably one of the better ones, but I mean, you have It's the End of the World as We Know It, which is classic. You have The One I Love. And then in the 90s, right after Losing My Religion, there was Shiny Happy People, Man on the Moon, Everybody Hurts, What's the Frequency, Kenneth, Bang and Blame. So I think there's a lot of really good REM songs. I'm not a Nirvana fan. I'm not a grunge fan. I actually went to Seattle for my honeymoon, and we went to a museum there, and there was a whole section of grunge that came from Seattle, which I think included Pearl Jam. I want to say Nirvana was in there as well. Mm-hmm. And there was one other group. Yeah, probably. But we went there. It was cool to see it all, but it just wasn't my thing. Anyways, hey, we're here in the top 8. This is it. I'm pretty excited. Let's get right to it. We've got Freak on a Leash by Korn versus Soundgarden's Black Hole Sun.
Ooh. I'm going to let you guys fight this one out for a second.
We did other things among the museum for grunge. It was like a pop museum right below the Space Needle. So we actually were going to the Space Needle for our honeymoon. It was our sightseeing day or two. We also stayed at the Twin Peaks Hotel from the TV show Twin Peaks. So.
Oh.
Yes, thank you, Mopop. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. But
anyway, sorry.
Not Sub Pop was the label that Nirvana was signed to.
No, that was the name of the museum. It was right below the Space Needle, which was pretty sweet. And then we went to Pike Place as well, which was a huge outdoor market on the water.
Was the Larry Pop and Curly Pop there too?
Man. I am gonna go.
Buffy.
She meant Buffy.
Yes. Buffy stuff. I was like, Buddy. What the heck is Buddy?
Elf.
I'm gonna go with Freak on a Leash. Korn.
Thanks, Pete. Missed you too.
We do need to get together soon.
Black Hole Sun.
Ooh,
making it hard for us again.
No, making it easy for me. Sorry, Korn. You got to get out of here.
Oh, dang!
I was trying to think of a Korn pun, but my brain just isn't.
You're about to get popped.
Yes, your corn is about to get popped. Yes.
Well, hey, Korn's Freak on a Leash. Korn, the band that basically everybody turned Christian. Some of them went back. Some of them still are. Some of them aren't as intense. I actually got to see Head P at
Welch, Brian Welch.
I was going to say Head PE, but
I was going to say you saw Head PE. I was like, oh damn.
Same
Brian
genre.
Welch, I saw him at Creation Fest one year, and he did he preached first, and then did a solo act. I can't remember the name. In Love and Death, I think, is the name of his group outside of Korn. And then I think one or two of the other dudes became Christian too, and kind of back and forth stuff. But Korn Head Welch basically just recently said that when he became a Christian, he got like super, deep into it, and then realized, hey, I don't have to be, super Christian. I could be like, normal,
dude,
and
just a nice guy.
Yeah, just a nice guy. Yeah.
A medium Christian, medium well done Christian.
No, he's just. I did it too. When you first become Christian, you're like, oh, this is so cool. Let's tell everyone and tell them they're all going to hell. And then, over time, you're like, oh, I should probably step back and be normal.
Much like the play you made me go to.
I'm just as, hey, that was my early times. Now I understand I'm just as trashy as everyone else.
When you try to convert me every 5 minutes.
That is not true. That is not true. But hey, if you want to talk about Jesus afterwards, Andy,
God.
I may or may not.
Yeah, there's definitely some conversations like that.
Now I just leave Skillet to do that for us.
Oh boy, that guy is a wacko. Holy cow!
Yes, thank you. Oh my word, he's so terrible.
Wait, has Pete seen?
It's bad when Christians are shoving other Christians towards you. Like, no, he's not with us.
I don't know that guy.
Look at Pete's comment. Is that the name of the play that we saw?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Thank you, Pete. Yes, that's the one where it's like, oh, you drank tonight, going to hell, or hey, you want to have sex with your girlfriend, going to hell. Like it's so bad. It's so bad.
Midway, I just turned and looked down, and I looked at RJ, and he's like, "I'm sorry." I was so angry because he's like, "Oh, you want to go see a play?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure."
Did they ever think that they're making hell sound like a cool place?
No,
you guys want to do some drugs?
It was actually so. Get this. So after I took Andy to the show, this was out in like Swansea or Seacon.
We stopped talking for 3 years.
No, we didn't. No, but he would never step foot with me at a church after that. Even though I was like, it's not Heaven's Gates, heaven. But what's funny is years later, I went to another thing that I thought was going to be normal. And it was basically Heaven's Gates, Hell's Flames made into a walkthrough, like a Halloween haunted house. And all it was you go into a new room filled with dying people going to hell. And it was like, oh, you're going to drink? Here's a car accident. Let's put a kid through a window with blood everywhere. And it was like the most traumatizing stuff. Yes, it was a hell house. It was terrible. It was so bad. Oh, my word. It was
Oh my
god.
God.
If you're
PTSD.
I know this is not where we're going here, but in the 90s, if you were a Christian, you had to recover from being a Christian from the 90s because it's traumatizing. It's very
I'm still traumatized from that show.
So am I. I'm with you on this one. But yeah, it was terrible. Glad to know there's other people that had to deal with this crap. Andy's not alone for being dragged into these. I should have brought you to the Hell House. That was way worse. Oh man.
Oh man.
Oh, I love these words.
Anywho,
okay, we're deconstructing. Yes.
Oh boy.
Freak on a Leash.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yes. Freak on a Leash. Bullets going to hell.
About the music industry.
Yeah.
About the music industry and the owners walking you like a dog. Yeah. And corporate America's making all the money. It's taking a part of him. Yeah. That's what Jonathan Davis was saying.
Part of me.
The song made VH1's greatest songs of the 90s. It was number 69. VH1's 100 greatest hard rock songs, number 48. So it was 48 on their list for, I guess, overall hard rock songs. So, and in 2017, Spin ranked it number 1 on their list of the 30 greatest new metal songs of all time. So.
Yeah, I would say if this was a new metal bracket, it would finish much higher than where it is now.
I liked early Korn, but I really loved their Untouchables album.
That was the dubstep one? No?
No,
They lost.
no, that one had here. That one Here to Stay on it. I think it was early 2000s.
I mean, they had a ton of songs, and actually, I have to shout out to our friend Dean. Dean got me into most of what I listened to at that time, but Korn was one of them. Got the Life, Freak on a Leash, Falling Away from Me, Here to Stay, Thoughtless, Alone I Break. Just a lot of really good songs from them.
Yeah, they were pioneers for sure.
Well, hey, we've got Third Eye Blind's Semi-Charmed Life versus Alanis Morissette's You Oughta Know.
All right. For me, sorry, Semicharm Life, but I got to cut it out. I had to sneak it in there.
That was
good. You Oughta Know for me.
That album is great. Alanis Morissette's album there was made into a musical not too long ago. Jagged Little Pill. So I'm going to go with You Oughta Know as well. I'll make that easy for you.
Yeah.
What would you have gone with Semi-Charmed, Mike?
Yeah, I would have chosen the same, honestly.
You're right.
Since you spoke so highly of it last.
I think I made that pretty clear in the last round.
All right. Well, hey, You Oughta Know is making it forward. Let's talk a little bit about Third Eye Blind. We talked about him a little bit ago. There are many, many good songs. Actually, Semi-Charmed Life being the most popular, I actually like Jumper probably better. How's It Gonna Be is also a really, really good song from them.
How's It Gonna Be is really good.
Yeah. I don't really have much else to say about Third Eye Blind. They were a 90s band. They still do their thing today, but I just don't find them to be listenable today.
The song makes me feel dirty. Like listening to the lyrics, I just feel
a lot of
gross. I just feel real gross.
There's a lot of dirty verses
induced.
in that song. Yeah.
There's
a whole verse they can't even sing on the radio most of the time.
And that verse is very inappropriate.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to allude to what he sings about because the
just
rest
go look
of the song,
up the lyrics on your own.
Yeah.
It was
the rest of the song's about doing crystal meth.
Yeah. So apparently this was in the original theatrical trailer for Disney's the Tigger movie. And a Disney spokeswoman said that she was not aware of the sexual content within the song's lyrics. So
did this ever make it to a Kids Bop album? Was Kids Bop around?
Probably.
But instead
was a
of crystal
cover.
meth, they're just like snorting pixie sticks or something.
There was a cover version of the song in the video game Alvin and the Chipmunks as well. So this is definitely a kid-friendly song, apparently. The do 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 do. So that was actually inspired. If anybody knows Lou Reed's "Take a Walk on the Wild Side," which is a damn good song.
That's a good song.
So,
right.
Yeah.
But hey, that's it.
I didn't know that.
Next up, we've got Live, Lightning Crashes versus No Doubts, Don't Speak. I am clear on this. I'm going with No Doubts, Don't Speak. I think it's a great album. Lightning Crashes, I think that's about a mom dying during childbirth. Not a very fun song to listen to most of the time. Isn't Don't Speak about the breakup of her and the dude in the band, right?
Yeah, Tony.
And he's
Kanal.
in it too, like I don't know. It's good stuff.
So actually,
great music
a video recently surfaced of them performing the song like 2 or 3 years before it was released on the record with different lyrics, and then the lyrics changed after they broke up, I guess.
Oh, all right, nice. Don't Speak for Me. What was yours, Mike? Were you voting for that as well?
Well, it sounded like Andy was going to say something until I rudely interrupted. So
no, well, I think the video kind of made it seem like it was about a death during childbirth, which I think they kind of said it wasn't. It was supposed to be kind of a rebirth kind of a thing, but I guess they dedicated that song to one of their high school friends who was killed by a drunk driver. And she had donated several organs. So it was kind of talking about how she brought life into other people because of that. So yeah, this song, that song was it's a very emotional song for a lot of people. I was reading just like comments of people talking about like how they were going through a rough time. Someone passed away, and like that song would just like bring them to a different, kind of emotional level. They actually dedicated that song in the 90s to Columbine victims as well. So
I think they used it for the Oklahoma City bombing as well.
Yeah. So yeah, it definitely, it like Trista said, down here, it's very beautiful and sad at the same time. And that's why I'm going to go with Lightning Crashes.
This is a really tough choice. I know I did not vote for it in the last round, but I think I have to go with Lightning Crashes in this round.
Whoa, okay. All right. I was not expecting that.
Woo, snap.
I'm not sure I'm happy about that, but that's fine.
I'm not sure I'm happy about it either, but the more I think,
then why are you doing it? Look at No Doubt's album versus live. I mean, you probably like 5 live songs over 10 albums.
I owned both. I owned both albums.
Tragic Kingdom is a masterpiece.
Yeah, but we already talked about all the great songs on the live album also.
I apparently need to listen to Tragic Kingdom because, again,
really good.
Spiderwebs.
Don't Speak, Just a Girl.
Tragic Kingdom itself is a masterpiece musically. So good.
Yeah. Spiderwebs, I'm not really a fan of. Even this, so this is one of the songs that if it's on the radio, I tend to skip it. But as I was listening to it recently, I really appreciated it more. Like I always know it's a great song, but it's just again not my style. I think it's something about, unfortunately, Gwen Stefani's voice that doesn't resonate with me. But listening to it, I was like, I could feel the emotion in the song and like what she was talking about. It must have been super awkward for like the other dudes who are involved in this love triangle. Just be like, they're just looking in the corner like.
Well, that's why the video is kind of the way. The video is kind of the way that it is, where it focuses on Gwen and Tony, and then the other members.
Pete, was that 30 years ago?
They're just staring straight ahead. Yes, he's 70 years old now.
Surprised he remembers. All right, well,
sorry,
that's it. Moving forward, we've got Green Day's Basket Case versus Nirvana's Heart-Shaped Box. I'm going with Basket Case. Green Day, so good, so good.
What is this? I don't remember this happening at all.
That's hilarious.
So you
Basket
like
Case
do
versus
an episode based on all the bad things that we dealt with as young.
They're probably gonna sue us for like.
I hope they're not still around. Oh my word! Does anyone know if Hell Houses are still around? Please shut them down.
I'm sure they are in parts of the Deep South. I wouldn't doubt it.
That's true. That's true. So Green Day, Basket Case for me. How about you guys?
I gotta go with Nirvana on this one.
Man, you are killing me today.
Why? Andy's the one who needs to make the final decision here, and I know.
But you're choosing the wrong one every time.
Well, the wrong one is my opinion, whether it's wrong or right or not. That's true. They're not a brand.
No, because most of the Christian population just takes things and makes it, a Christian version of something. Like hell houses are just haunted houses.
They are. But
hey, Timothy's here. Timothy's joining us. Thank you for coming.
And we're just speaking our opinions of our experiences of these shows. I can't.
Don't worry. If there's a Christian listening to this who likes that, we don't want them viewing our podcast anymore.
I just don't understand hell houses.
Man.
As a Christian, I can say we don't like you. You can leave.
So Basket Case versus Heart-Shaped Box.
However, if you love Rhode Island, I don't know if I can show this, but Autocrat, coffee, milk, beer.
Someone sponsor us, please.
So good. Yeah, we just totally got taken down from YouTube right now. Autocrat is.
This is a tough bracket. I'm gonna go with the song that I can actually comprehend the lyrics, and I'm going with Basket Case. Right. I say that because it took me all of 30 years to figure out what Kurt Cobain was actually saying in the song when I had put the lyrics on Spotify. So,
like the words or the message?
The words.
Oh, okay.
But I need to listen to the words to understand the message, if that makes sense. So like I was like, this is a cool song, but I don't know if like Kurt Cobain mumble. Like I mumble, but Kurt Cobain mumbles.
Yeah.
You are a mumbler.
To an extreme.
Yeah.
I am a mumbler. I get that from my mom. I do.
All right. Well, hey, we are here on the top 4. I'm very excited. But as
we're not gonna,
know,
we're not going to talk about Nirvana's heart-shaped box.
I could care less about Nirvana. What do you guys want to talk about?
There's no real clear explanation of what the lyrics mean.
Nope.
Everybody has like their own interpretation. There's so many like hidden clues within the song that people just like, oh, it's about Courtney Love, or it's about this and that, and like we'll probably never know.
Courtney Love said she helped write some of the lyrics about some body parts. We'll leave that open to interpretation.
Armpits.
Yeah, armpits for sure. But the original title of the song was Heart-Shaped Coffin.
That's so much better.
So it's been said, and apparently one of the possible explanations for the lyrics is it was a song about kids with cancer. That's why it was called Heart-Shaped Coffin. I don't know. The 90s were weird, man.
And the video was weird.
The video was real weird.
So it was like a little girl in like a KKK uniform, an old man with a Santa hat dressed like Jesus, tying himself to a cross. Like I remember watching that as a kid, being like, "I'm so confused about life right now. Is this what it means to be an adult?" I have no idea.
One thing that both of these music videos have in common was they were both shot in black and white and then colorized, and that's why the colors are so vibrant and they pop so much, and that's why, and they look very surreal. So there you go. Everyone learned something new today.
All right, there we go.
There you go.
Hey, before we get into the top 4, you know what time it is. All right, we're here. Mike, how are we doing on this season-long war?
My audio cut out, so all I heard was one giant fart.
So originally Andy had taken the lead at some point, and I was in last place, but now we are knocking at the Hell House door. The score is 6-6.
Oh no, we got to change that today.
We have to break this unholy tie.
Oh my word, better watch out.
Are we starting with me here? Do we have anyone new?
You're on the top left.
Do we have anyone new? Do we need to explain the rules? Does Pete know?
Yeah, I think we have to explain.
Anyway.
Yeah,
I don't think Pete's watched this all
so,
season. He's been a bit.
No, Mike. No, let Mike explain the rules a little bit for anybody who just heard a bunch of farts and is like, I don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, this is a real dumb segment that we continue to do week in and week out for some real dumb reason. We're just going to tell dad jokes and lean into this dad thing. But we all really like stupid dad jokes, and we often send them to each other in our group text anyways. So why not make everybody else laugh? And we each bring 2 jokes, and someone tells a joke to another host, and then the third host who doesn't tell a joke picks their favorite joke. And then we do that until we're done.
Yep, and we're keeping score for this season.
Yes, that is accurate.
Yeah, and we're keeping score, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and what's sad about this, the only downside to doing a dad joke segment is we no longer send dad jokes to each other, so we don't steal them from each other.
Yeah,
that's right.
In our chat. So now we just send memes.
Unless they're really dirty, and we know we can't tell them here.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Hey, be careful, or you're gonna go to that hell house. All right, Mike.
They've been waiting for me.
Okay. All right, ready, Andy?
No, I'm ready.
My son came to me the other day and said, "Dad, I got a part in the school play. I'll play a man who's been married for 25 years. I said, "That's too bad. Maybe next time you'll get a speaking part."
Is this up against me?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Bringing the heavy hitters.
Yeah. So I just learned the word for constipation in German. Fart from poopen.
Oh man! First off, wow, is that your middle name?
Yeah.
We just give away your middle name. Oh wow! Yes. All right. Well, hey, I'm not voting for Eddie this time around. I'm going to go with Andy.
Oh, my joke was good.
That was legit the joke that I sat and like laughed for like a good 5 minutes at myself. I was like, and I like practiced it. I had to get my German accent down.
Andy, it's time for your second joke versus me.
Dumb.
What do you got?
That was real dumb.
Oh man. Oh, if sweet dreams are made of cheese, who am I to disagree?
Oh man,
I don't like it.
this morning I saw my neighbor, and she was talking to her cat, and I was like, man, it was obvious that this poor woman thought the cat understood her. So when I got home, I told my dog, and we laughed all morning. No?
What?
That's a good one.
What?
Because she talks to the cats, and then
Yeah, talking to your dog. Yeah.
I assume Andy wins this one.
Andy's cheese joke wins this one.
it's because you can't disagree.
RJ, hit me with a good one. We can't let Andy pull away with this one.
Wow, I'm trying to think of one, but I don't know. I've had a hard day at work. My boss is mad at me because I keep shortening his name to Dick. His name's Steve, so he hates that.
He does hate that. I might hate that too, but I'm not voting. So there was a knock on my front door today, and it was my neighbors. The husband says, "Hi, we're going out to dinner tonight. We need a babysitter for a 2-year-old boy that doesn't smoke or drink alcohol." I said, "I'm not sure why you're boasting. I don't know any 2-year-olds that do those things."
I'm gonna go with Mike because I haven't heard that one before.
Thank you.
I lost both this week.
You did.
Man. I'm behind.
You did.
Hey,
Maybe if you have 2 minutes to prepare.
I bombed a couple weeks ago, so now I just have jokes. With
Yeah, I bombed last week, but I came back with a fart from pooping.
Oh god, such a bad joke.
You're offending our German audience, man.
My wife, my in-laws. Oh.
Are they?
Well, hey, we are here in the top 4, and I'm very excited about it. We have Soundgarden's Black Hole Sun, Alanis Morissette's You Oughta Know, Green Day's Basket Case, and Live's Lightning Crashes. How do you feel about the top 4 of our 90s rock? Is it what you thought it would be?
No.
I think any of these could win.
Yeah.
I think we all have very different tastes when it comes to 90s rock. For instance, I think I'm a little bit more on the pop rock side. Mike, you seem to be a bit more on the grunge rock side. So I think it was hard for us to come up with 16 songs that we all liked. There are probably songs in our own top 16 that probably would have been further down the list, but I'm about 50% happy with this top 4, but I understand why they're all here. Yeah.
All right.
Well, hey, here we are. Black Hole Sun versus You Oughta Know. Soundgarden versus Alanis Morissette. Where are we?
I could actually go either way on this one, but I'm going to let you guys.
I'm going with You Oughta Know by Alanis.
Black Hole Sun.
Oh, man.
Okay. Making it hard.
Yeah, you are making this quite difficult, actually.
I think you should listen to Tiffany. You just go with Alanis.
I think you should listen to your mother, who says Black Hole Sun.
I mean, yeah, I probably should.
She's gotten you this far.
It's true. Yeah, I wouldn't be alive if it weren't for my mother. That's true.
That's a fact.
That's a scientific fact. Yeah, Black Hole Sun. I gotta go with Black Hole Sun.
Won't you come?
Like, I made 3 people leave. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, hey, Alanis Morissette, Jagged Little Pill, probably one of the better albums of the 90s, probably of all time.
That was a tough decision. I'm not going to lie.
Let's talk a little bit about Jagged Little Pill. She redid that album into an acoustic album in the last 10 years or so, I think. It's very, very good. If you love the first album, the acoustic version is very good, but there are so many really good songs on that. All I Really Want, You Oughta Know, Hand in My Pocket, You Learn, Head Over Feet, Ironic. Just a lot of really good.
Those are all on the same album?
Yeah, those are all on the same album.
Whew.
The album was monstrous.
It's loaded.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very good. I owned that on CD. I looked at the liner notes quite often. It's a very good album.
What's Dave Coulier think about this song?
Yeah, let's ask Dave Coulier.
Is this the Dave Coulier song?
This is the Dave Coulier song.
Apparently.
Yes, allegedly.
I think it's been confirmed over time, hasn't it? I feel like it's been confirmed at some point.
And
I want to say you're correct, but I don't know where I read that.
He did say in 2014 to BuzzFeed, he did say the guy in that song is a real a-hole, so I don't want to be that guy. But he could have, he could have been that, that a-hole before and realized he doesn't want to be that. There's a lot of F words in this song.
Yeah.
There's interesting things going on at movie theaters in this song.
Oh yeah.
There's a bear with one eye.
What?
There's a teddy bear with one eye in the song.
Have
you guys listened to the song?
I must have missed that part.
It's in there more than once.
Oh. I'm not good with lyrics.
Are we talking about the music video?
No, the song.
Really?
Man, you guys are terrible. Flea and Dave Navarro from Red Hot Chili Peppers played on this. That's why that
really
line is so funky. Flea said in an interview, it was very instinctive. I showed up, rocked out, and split. When I first heard the track, it had a different bass and guitar on it. I listened to the bass line and thought that was some weak stuff. It was no flash and no smash, but the vocals were strong, so I just tried to play something good. And it is really good. I'll give it to him. That's right. It is a.
It looks like Taylor Hawkins of the Foo Fighters as well, according to Pete.
Nice. Yeah. See, great record. Sorry.
All right. Well, hey, we are here. Lightning Crashes live versus Green Day's Basket Case. If you don't mind, I'll just go. Green Day, Dookie album is probably one of the better albums of all time. Burnout, Chump, Longview, Welcome to Paradise, Basket Case, She, When I Come Around,
Sassafras
In the End. It's just a great album altogether. It's so good. I love harmonies in rock songs, and they do really, really good with their harmonies as well. So Basket Case by far. Not that live is not great as well, but Basket Case is such a good song.
Yeah, it looks like the overwhelming majority of 3 people also said Basket Case.
Well, I'll be the 4th person to say Basket Case.
And I'll be the 5th. I'll go with Basket Case as well. It's just like, I don't know, it just pumps you up a little bit.
Yeah. The music video was great.
We're here. This is it. This is the 90s rock top 2. We have Black Hole Sun by Soundgarden versus Green Day's Basket Case. How do you feel about this finals here, guys?
This is my childhood right here.
This is not where I thought we would be, but I'm not displeased with where we are.
I'm about 50%. 50%.
Yeah, well, we know what song you don't like.
Well, I thought Rage Against the Machine was going to make it a lot further.
That's because you're a dumb idiot.
I enjoy them. A what? Well, let's talk first. Soundgarden's Black Hole Sun. How do you feel about it?
I mean, we've talked about this song a lot. It was on, I don't even remember what list it was on.
The music videos.
Music videos and
with the smiles, right?
Yeah, with all the crazy smiles. But this isn't a discussion about the music videos because it's the songs.
Yeah, but we can take that into effect as well.
Yeah, both songs had great music videos.
This song won a Grammy for the best hard rock performance. So they got that going for them. Soundgarden had so many good songs too. Like I know we were talking about it the other day of like other songs that probably could have been included on the list. This is probably their most, I would say probably the most well-known amongst like people who aren't just like Soundgarden,
By
fans.
far, I don't actually know any other Soundgarden songs.
You do. Spoon Man was on this record.
Burden in My Hand.
I think you made us listen to that, and I still didn't know it.
Maybe. Fell on Black Days was on this record. My Wave was on this record. I think those were all singles. It was on Super Unknown was the name of that record. It's so good.
And Black Hole Sun is really about nothing.
Yeah, it's open to interpretation, I suppose. But there's snakes and a dead sky. It's a very
creepy
song. Yeah, it's a creepy song. It's a little unsettling. The drums are kind of weird. Guitars are kind of weird. Yeah, it's just a weird song. It's all warbly.
Warbly, that's a good one.
Yeah. It's all
warbly. Then we have a Basket Case by Green Day, in which Billy Joe talks about his struggle with anxiety. He was then diagnosed with a panic disorder later. But Basket Case, I think that was the music video in which he appears in a mental facility. And really good a really good music video. I enjoy it. And like I said, I think it's one of the better albums I've ever listened to. One of the first albums I can remember owning on CD. I really liked that album. So it's a great song. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think the music video is kind of like a rendition of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, this album was super good. I hadn't listened to it in a really long time, so I listened to it. I think, I don't even know what day it is. I think it was earlier today while I was working.
Might have been the day we record the podcast.
It's literally like days just go by, and I don't remember what day it is anymore. But yeah, I like the song. So many hits, much like the Soundgarden album as well. This two different vibes to it, like, you know, where Soundgarden was more slow. This one is really, you know, the drums are heavy hitting and just it gets you going, you know.
Yeah, the song was actually inspired by, you know, old Beatles songs, because the vocals start as soon as the song starts, and they kind of did that on purpose so that way, you know, radio DJs couldn't talk over the beginning of the song. So they, you know, you heard the full song. The song was only 2 minutes and 40 seconds or whatever. But it started right away with the, you know, with the vocals, which was not very common at the time.
Do you know why they named the record Dookie?
I do, but why don't you tell everyone?
Oh, so in the early years,
poop jokes.
In the early years, they were constantly on tour and eating some really bad food, which always didn't digest well, which resulted in Dookie. So there you go. Dookie.
All right, well, here
Pooping
we are,
on the tour
guys.
bus.
We are in the top finals here. Soundgarden, Black Hole Sun
Oh,
versus Green Day,
RJ,
Basket Case.
can that be the name of our first album? Pooping on the tour bus?
What? No.
Pooping on the tour bus.
It's not. You're right, though. We don't have an album out yet. We only have singles. For anybody wanting to listen to us, by the way, we are available on Spotify and pretty much anywhere you can get your music. YouTube, we have all our lyric videos up. But we are actually working on a couple right now that have been working on for months. And one of them is a Screamo song I'm very excited about, with Andy finally premiering. Yeah, really? Andy has never appeared on one of our songs other than random oohs and ahs in the background. But this one, you actually have a lyric part. I'm very excited about it.
I do.
Just going back. Hopefully you'll see that out in 2022. But check it out. Spotify, YouTube, all that deal. So
I just want to point out that I noticed someone put an angry emoji over here. It's my Nana. I don't know why my Nana's angry. But Nana's angry. I don't know.
Maybe she's blushing and just didn't know.
I don't know.
She's like, I can't believe you kicked out Third Eye Blind.
Yeah.
Anyways, who are we voting for here? We got Soundgarden.
I said Dookie too much, and she was like, no.
Probably.
Black Hole Sun, Basket Case. Which one? I'm going with Basket Case.
Yeah. That's a good pick. I'm going with Black Hole Sun. I get it every single time I do that.
Green Day, Soundgarden.
I mean, no one's gonna be surprised when I pick Soundgarden. But this was really close. This is really, really, really close. But I gotta go Soundgarden.
Yep.
All right,
RJ, you gotta get into grunge music, man.
Sorry,
I'm gonna buy you a flannel shirt. And what else is grunge? I mean, grow your hair out really long.
Why don't you like grunge music? Is it because it's sad and it's not like NSYNC or Backstreet Boys?
This is
I don't know.
RJ, this is the precursor for emo music. How do you not like grunge?
It is not. Don't even go there.
It is so like the depressing lyrics. Like they just sung it in a different way.
Pearl Jam, Stone Temple Pilot, like they just all have that. I don't know. It's just so.
It's called emotions. It's called emotions.
It's so grungy. I just think of like Janko jeans and just like.
No, you're thinking of the wrong people.
Hate everything about it. I hate everything about it.
You listen to the wrong.
So I'm gonna go on record: Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden. I hate them all.
Stone Temple Pilots.
Stone Temple Pilots. Yeah.
You just lost all credibility.
Alice in Chains.
Yeah, it's called real life, RJ. It's not heaven or hell.
Grunge was early 90s. I did not get into rock until late 90s. Mm-hmm. And so the early 90s, I spent my time listening to Motown. I was listening to The Temptations. I was listening to Boyz II Men. I was listening to, a New Edition, All for One. So it wasn't until
he couldn't wear a flannel shirt. He was too busy wearing a suit and tie to school every day.
So my first introduction to rock was like Rage Against the Machine. Even Linkin Park, I hate to say it, it's one of those things like they became popular towards the late 90s. But yeah, that's it.
That was good. That was good.
Pete said temptations. Resisting temptation.
What's hilarious is you don't realize when you're a kid, but like I used to do like singing concerts in front of my parents. Like, I'd be like, oh, we're going to sing a song for you. And my parents would come in and we would choose like I'll Make Love to You by Boyz II Men. It's just like a bunch of 10-year-olds singing I'll Make Love to You by Boyz II Men. And my brother ripped his shirt off during one of our concerts. It was just like, it's so inappropriate.
Super
now
uncomfortable.
that I think about it. But yeah, at the time, I don't even know. I'm a parent now, and I can't sit through any of our kids' stuff. Like my son Liam, he's constantly like, "Hey, Dad, watch this," and then he just goes and just walks away. And
he's listening to this, and he's gonna be very disappointed.
Yeah,
Liam, I will watch anything that you have to do.
All right, well, hey, that's it. Black Hole Sun, Soundgarden. That is our top 90s rock song of all time. Let's talk a little bit about what didn't make it, because there are plenty. So where are you guys with some of the songs that should have made the list?
Yeah, let's talk about why Alice in Chains didn't make it on here with Man in the Box.
Mm-hmm.
Or Metallica with Nothing Else Matters. Or Enter Sandman.
I think, didn't you say you forgot to add Metallica yourself?
No, I'm actually going back and looking at my list. Metallica's on there.
Okay.
However, I did forget. I completely forgot about Silverchair. I feel like I'm a bad person for that.
Yeah, I wasn't much of a fan of theirs. Pearl Jam, Alive, Jeremy, like 1,000 other songs that they had. Aerosmith, Crazy, and Crying, because we couldn't figure out which song was which. We were like, "Wait, what?" We
played both music videos at the same time and switched back and forth, and we were like, "Wait, which one is which?"
Even the music videos have Alicia Silverstone in them. Like they're both the same video.
You actually changed it in the middle, and I was like, all right, now play the other song. And you're like, I already changed it. And I was like, oh, shoot.
And then we looked up one of the songs, and the first article that comes up is Aerosmith can't even tell the difference between the two songs.
So they're disqualified.
Oh, man. Well, hey, plenty of songs. What else?
Offspring come out and play. That was probably the most popular one. I was talking about Candlebox prior. Oh, Pearl Jam, Even Flow. That was another great one. But Candlebox, Far Behind. I love that song. Shoot.
No Beastie Boys on here. We also didn't have What's Up from Four Non-Blondes. That song's back in meme culture.
Yeah, that was another one that we were on the fence with. I mean, as much as I guess U2 1, I believe, was in the 90s as well. Like, I know YouTube kind of gets some people.
Why was
like
Jesus
hate him.
not on here?
Yeah.
Quiet.
One song we did say maybe about was Wonderwall.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my word! No.
Beck's Loser.
Yeah, great song.
Great song, and RJ hates it. Cranberries, Zombies.
Mm-hmm.
RJ, for much as you like zombies, you didn't pick that song.
I do like that song. I just didn't think it was.
Oh, I do like that song, but I don't pick it.
Because it's not deserving to be above the 16 that we chose. Like, it's good.
I'm just kidding.
Anything from Garbage's album 2.0 was awesome. Only Happy When It Rains, Stupid Girl. Dude, oh my God.
311.
Yeah, no 311 songs.
All mixed up. Don't know what to do.
Lump or Peaches.
Thing I turn around for the person.
I wanted Presidents of the United States of America on there. Lump. What's the other one? Isn't there like a mailman
Peaches.
song? I can't remember. Peaches. That's a good one too.
Yeah, Collective Soul, Fuel.
We did have Collective Soul on there. I think we got rid of it. The World I Know. I feel like
it was like just missed making the bracket.
All the other Green Day songs off the album.
Smells Like Teen Spirit. You know.
Yes, that was the one where I was like, if we don't have Nirvana on this list for the 90s rock, I'm going to throw my Dookie album at the screen.
More than words.
Pete, you're not 50 yet. Don't feed into the old man thing.
Hook by Blues Traveler.
Here's mine, which tells you how different the two of them are versus me. I wanted Dave Matthews Band, Ants Marching. I wanted Dishwalla, Counting Blue Cars. I wanted Living Colors, Cult of Personality, till we found out
that was 80s
song.
Yeah.
I wanted Incubus Drive, Everclear's Father of Mine. Actually, we almost had Jars of Clay's Flood on here, but it did not make it. I also wanted they were Tonics, If You Could Only See, Eve 6, Inside Out, Goo Goo Dolls, Iris. I had Karma Police on here. We did have Killing in the Name Of, but we changed it for Bulls on Parade. We also had Longview by Green Day, Mary Jane's Last Dance, Extreme, More Than Words, Bare Naked Ladies, 1 Week, and then the much hated Bryan Adams from Mike, Please Forgive Me. And I don't know why I didn't make it, but Soul Asylum's Runaway Train as well. And then the Verve Pipes, Freshman. And I love Fastball, but no one else likes Fastball, supposedly.
It's an okay song. It's not one of my favorites.
But yeah,
also,
that's it.
The Butthole Surfers.
Pepper. Oh, such a good song.
Such a great song.
I don't know it. Sorry.
You know it.
No. You are a butthole surfer for sure.
Hey, we forgot to mention something at the top of the show. We mentioned it was our 50th episode, but we forgot to thank everyone for 5,000 views on our videos.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
So thanks, everyone, for keeping us afloat. That was on my list, Pete, but no one else.
No, that was on mine as well. That was on mine. I don't think it was the top 16 song.
It was on my list, too. I think we had to vote it out. There's only so many songs.
Your mom knows what she's doing, Caitlin. Fastball's The Way and Out of My Head. Great songs. They also came out with a song in 2015 that I enjoyed too. Don't know what it is now, but anyways, yeah. Thank you, Mike, for bringing that up. 50 is a long way. I don't know if we imagined we would still be doing this a year and a half later, but it's one of the best things of my week. I really enjoy getting together with you guys, and I have to say it's taken on a new life since Semicharm Mike has come on. Right around episode. What was it, episode 12 or 13? I feel like you started. I thought it was
22. When I was guessing or when I was full time?
Yeah, you guessed it a couple times. We had a couple other guests. Pete was here on our show a couple times. Top Disney song.
They made that mistake once.
Oh gosh.
And then Pete has actually joined my other podcast a couple of times too. Pete is the reason we have 900 views on one of our videos on the other podcast because he brought in Switchfoot, which I enjoy. Pete.
When Pete turned 50, he went to his first Motown concert.
He was born in 1900.
That's true. Thank you.
Yes.
Essentially, we just like Mike because he's brought our viewers. That's pretty much it. Yeah.
I mean,
because our families were like, no, we got to listen to your bull crap every other day.
It took like 12 episodes for everyone to show up, though.
That's fine.
Most of Andy's family doesn't like him, so he moved to Connecticut. They think it's too far.
I'm the one that likes him.
That's true.
I'm still here.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, hey, that's it, guys. Hey, thank you for joining us again. Thank you for watching. It's been a great 50 episodes. Next week's episode is actually a very different episode for us. It is the best board games of all time. So if you're a fan of board games, come and join us. And if you're not, come and join us anyway, because we're hilarious.
Yeah.
So.
And bring funny stories of how board games were played with your friends and family members and just turned absolutely insane, which always happens.
We are going to talk about the many, many times that Andy has played Mall Talk, or whatever it was, Mall something. I don't know. He used to go around a shop.
The one with the pink phone?
Girl Talk.
Is that what it was? I can't remember.
I think it was Girl Talk. Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm very excited. Mall Madness. Thank you, Caitlin and Tiff, for that Mall Madness. I can't say I have not played that once or twice. I had a next door neighbor, Courtney, who I used to go over to her house and play Mall Madness and probably Barbie dolls as well. That's why I'm a little weird. But hey, it is what it is. They'll be playing Monopoly at one end. Yes, next week is just going to be us playing all the board games.
Yeah. Socially
resulting in me just throwing the board.
But yeah, so hey, join us next week for that. It's going to be great. Now, I take that back. I called it board games, but it's really just best games that are not electronic games. So any board games or card games, things like that. So I want to say Cards Against Humanity might have been one of the games we talked about. So that's not necessarily just board games. It's card games as well. So feel free to join us next week, next Thursday. Very excited about it. But otherwise, have a great night. Thank you all for joining. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
You dab me a hello.